Doctor Who Episode 5. The bizarre one. This is like if you took an episode of Black Mirror and had it written by an idiot. We found out in the previous episode if the Doctor leaves, then it gets better. This one proves if they both leave, it gets worse. And well, at first glance, I thought this episode was absence of messaging. Then we hit the end, and I'm like, no, there's definitely something there. It's just so badly told, I'm not quite sure I know what it is. Although I have my suspicions. Hello, future me here, post-recording. Russel T Davies has since given interviews where he's essentially gone, this is badly made deliberately. And I'm putting this here because I think when you know his reasoning for the episode, it makes it so much worse. He wanted to explore all the racism, which after reading the interview, I think he's just exploring his own. Wanted to highlight the reality of it in modern society, and for the audience to question why they didn't notice the lack of diversity in the cast sooner to create a memorable moment. This is about challenging viewers to confront their own biases. There is a twist in this episode, and it makes zero sense. You don't see it coming, and that's the point. If you don't see it coming, then you're a racist. That is the entire point of the episode, rather than this being a British show, where the actual cast looks like the indigenous British. No, if you don't have a problem with Welsh people being hired in a Welsh-made show, then you're the issue. He said, what we can't tell is how many people will work it out before the ending, because they've seen white person after white person after white person. They can only be whispered about it down dark hallways. How could you not realise it when we've put these people on the screen? And these days, television is so very diverse, because you all live in pissing London. This episode could have just been set in the north. I wonder, will it be 10 minutes, 15, 20, before you start to think, everyone in this community is white? And that's a problem for some reason, rather than just the majority of the nation. And if you don't think that, then why didn't you? Is it because you're British and this is a British show filmed in Britain? That's going to be so interesting. And I hope it's going to be one of those pieces of television you'll see and always remember. I tell you what, you'll get that wish. No one is going to forget what a hateful piece of absolute trash you are, Davis. Millie Gibson. The reveal at the end. It was heartbreaking because it's the moment you look around and you realise everyone is white. I'd fire everyone involved with the creation of this episode if it was me. The fact that you think this is a problem. And the fact that you're now using the story, oh, if you didn't see that coming. The problem is the problem is definitely you, Davis. One person on X commented, why is everybody like this in the Doctor? It felt off. They've always tried to be as diverse in the casting as possible. And then the twist came, and all the microaggressions made sense. Praise the slugs. Authenticity is key to media because your intention to a piece of work shines through. If you don't care about it, people will know. And what you care about shines through as well. It does in this episode, so enjoy it. So I'll send you back to past me before I knew this, where I just had my suspicions about the hateful bile that was being spewed out of the true monster of this series of Doctor Who. Russel T Davies. So join me as we try and put those jigsaw pieces together and dig through the mess to work out what on earth they're trying to say in an episode that I think is best described as the one where they ran out of money, because there is one word for this episode, and that is cheap. We start with a woman who's annoying at the start and you'll hate by the end of it. Trust me on this. Is it a good idea to have an entire episode about a character who's so insufferable? Well, they thought so.
Dot and Bubble.
You see what I mean about Black Mirror? Oh, it's a high-tech future, completely full of arseholes. So every morning, she essentially picks up her phone and enters social media. We're already in my idea of hell. Not so much the picking up the phone and checking social media, it's the people on it.
Hi there, Lindsay. Such a super day. You look so good, baby.
I'd go back to bed. Oh, it's you. Get away. Also, can they see you in bed? You look so good. It's like you've just had your hair and makeup done before you gently put your head down on that pillow and didn't move. There's a reason why video calls never became the standard way of calling people. Nobody wants to see your gremlin face in the morning.
So kind. And kindness all day long.
Good morning to you.
Ugh, I didn't fake that. That was genuine revulsion. But we get a parade of absolutely no testosterone. And at this point, I didn't notice anything. You might be able to notice a pattern. I just wasn't American-brained enough to see it at first, until they spell it out at the end.
Pop, pop, pop. Today is toasty.
And no, I don't mean they're all insufferable. Although now I know the ending, I think that was deliberate as well.
So tired of this, babes.
I heard from Lucien. He said,
I'm so tired of this, babes. Oh, babes. Oh, babes here. I hated the word before, but after this series, I never want to hear it again.
and it turns out that woman was her sister.
No. I thought that woman was your brother. But as you can see, again, across the entire screen, a lot of blondes. Lot of gingers. Not much else. I mean, normally you'd just be like, maybe this is filmed in Wales or Scotland, but this is the BBC. They don't do casting like this for no reason. In the 90s, this had been normal. And the weird thing is, I think they're meant to make you pick up on this. Do you know there's something going on? How did you know that? Well, there was a lot of ginger people. Notices that her friend is offline, which is weird.
Have you heard from Mabel and Neve?
At this point, I thought the weird part was the people, but for entirely the wrong reasons. I forgot that to Russel T Davies, this is the normal bit.
It doesn't even feel particularly queer to me. It just feels natural. This is the world.
I tried to link, but they're gone.
Fenty babes.
Hello, babes. We're gonna say babes all the time again.
Stand up.
No, that's not a joke. She did have to be told to stand up, and it gets worse.
Turn left. Forward.
We see that she stays in social media because for some reason she wants to continue talking to these insufferable cows. Follows the direction of getting told where to go while she can't see anything.
Forward. Forward.
If I was the computer, I'd just make her walk into a wall.
Do I need to pee?
Your run content is 0 for the third day in a row.
I haven't peed for 3 days. Celebration. If I balance the quinoa and SSRIs, I can maintain that level for weeks. I'm not sure why he's even talking like this is healthy.
Well done, Lindy. Don't waste the day with daily waste.
Yeah, don't waste the day. Going to pee for those 10 seconds, it'll really ruin your morning.
I cannot breathe. Have you seen? Is amazing.
I know the people on social media are scary, but if we stay together, I think we can get through this alive.
If I ever met him, I would simply die.
I would block you.
Wow.
But then she opens Ricky September or Vicky September. I don't know or care. And he's supposed to be like a social media e-celeb. Essentially makes TikTok videos for a living. Bad ones. The videos is just, ha, I exist.
You don't know me, but my name is the Doctor.
Speaking of people that make bad videos, the Doctor appears.
In the real world, there are monsters and they are coming to...
They work for the BBC. There's people out there, they're monsters, and they're coming for you. They want to take you back to their hotel room and do horrific acts.
No, Lindy, don't!
So she blocks the Doctor, which, quite frankly, most base thing I've ever seen in the series of Doctor Who. There's a lot of things to dislike about this episode. This is one of those, I don't even know if that translates across the pond moments, but it was a song that was around when I was a kid. And after seeing the ending, I do think this is meant to be deliberately humiliating, as they're all acting like children, obsessed with social media in their own world, and essentially blind to anything that might be happening outside of their little bubble. In fact, when Ncuti Gatwa said, what's scary is we all live in social media bubbles, I live in a very leftist liberal bubble, and there's a great episode that where we lean into that. I didn't realize he was being so literal. It's a literal bubble. It's even in the title of the episode. I don't want to add the word cringe to my vocabulary, but it's getting there. Oh, and they live in a bubble. Like I say, the lower IQ you write for, the more times you have to hammer it home to the audience. The only thing they don't do it throughout the entire episode is the lazy race twist at the end, where they just assume that your brain is constantly working like the BBC, and so obviously you will have noticed. I'm like, no love, because you work at the BBC in London. That's why you think this looks weird. That's why you think blondes and gingers are unusual.
Time news where everything's fine all of the time.
That actually reminds me of a comedy sketch.
Breaking news is that everything is now fine after a major incident.
Things were briefly not fine, but now everything's fine again.
Everything is fine here and back to normal. That's the latest.
There was a brief temperature increase at some point in the history, but after that happened, everything is now fine, and it was fine when I arrived.
Behind me, everything is now fine. Ignore the smoke, that's just from the recent explosion. Everything is fine now.
Mitchell and Webb Look really was a great sketch show. But this city is a clean paradise. There's no crime, the weather's fine, and everything is great. I'm not sure this is the message Russel T Davies intended to put out in the episode, but ours is not a reason why. As you can see, everyone's walking around with their bubbles on. Oh, they're just looking at their phones, and this is a really basic analogy. I think that's why I had to put the thing in at the end about blondes and gingers, because, oh look, everyone's on their phones, isn't really enough to make an episode about, is it?
You look so beautiful, Lindy.
And the thread is so...
You look so beautiful. The only reason I can imagine you'd have these friends is if they were forced to in a prison colony. Hers are voluntary.
So I'm not depleting any of my time's resources. I'm so careful about that.
I'm not using anyone's resources. I don't even pee.
I look so cute.
You are influencing me hard.
All I know is I can't stand any of them. But as the woman's about to play a trumpet for some reason, she gets called to turn right.
Turn left.
And it's to avoid a body on the floor.
Forward.
I don't know why she can't hear the screaming as she walks past. That is a bit unusual. Also, this person seems to have black blood, which is either because it's the BBC in a kid show or another metaphor. I'm not really sure. But we find out she arrives at work, still in a social media bubble.
So unfair. Now we have to work.
I think her working is literally just sitting at a table on social media. I can only assume she works at the pre-Elon Twitter.
You never told us how boring it would be.
Boring.
It's boring, despite the fact that I'm talking to you guys. Yeah, you just called all your friends boring to their faces.
Boring.
Boring. I like it.
It was nice of all the friends to agree they were boring, though.
I get really bad hand chapping.
I'm not even sure what hand chapping is. I thought it was chapping on your lips. What are you doing to your hands?
Isn't chapping a funny word?
That's also in every episode. We've now reached a point where there's so many things that are deliberately put into every episode. I don't know whether they're just memes or part of the plot anymore.
Some sort of spoor? Man, that's a good word. Spoor.
Yeah, I get chapping everywhere.
Nobody wants to know, mate. Let's just say I believe you and move on. But along turns up the companion, because in this episode, it's basically just a Skype call. Like, can I talk to you about your boss? Where do you work? Where's your friends?
Everyone keeps turning me down. Spears, Lindy. Oh, I love that top.
Everyone's so superficial. The only way you can talk to them is by complimenting them and appealing to their narcissism. Say the people working in the media industry about normal people. It says we all work 2 hours a day, 2 long hours, and then we get the rest of the day free, where I assume she just walks around and talks to her friends on social media. It's like, okay, but the other people in your office, do you know who they are? Do you know where they are? Can you see them in the room?
Are they where?
At their desks.
How should I know?
I can't even be bothered to take off the bubble. I'm too busy staring at my phone. I don't know whether this analogy has hammered itself into your face yet, but we spent about the next half an hour doing it. And so we get this blunt force trauma to the face for a long time.
What am I supposed to do? Look.
Like I say, at first, I just thought it was about the media bubble, and now I think it's ritual humiliation.
Yes.
If you want to talk to Danny J, you can talk to him on here.
So I'll skip the next bit because it's basically that dragged out for a long time. She calls a friend, she can't talk to him. We spend far too long convincing her to just take down the bubble and look. Now, I can't do that. Okay, well, can you just look through the windows then, you pissing ignorant cow?
You could always see if he's there with your own eyes. I mean, you could lower your bubble.
Oh. If you're thinking there's no way that she has to be told such an obvious fact, yes, she does. No, there's no point to it. No, it doesn't make any sense. No, it's not like Black Mirror where they actually thought it through. Other people are realizing that her friends are disappearing, an ever-increasing list.
Can you stay inside and look beyond it? Can you do that?
I can do whatever I want.
Okay, then why don't you just piss off? I have a feeling that's to show the entitlement of the self-indulgent narcissism. Like I say, making your main character annoying this short into the episode, not a good idea. But she gazes through the social media window. There's no one there. It's like, okay, but there's supposed to be a guy next to you. I mean, is he there?
Is he there?
Oh, who cares?
Well, I mean, you did about 5 seconds ago when you said this.
They can't not be here. We all have to work. It's what we do.
You seemed really annoyed about it then. And now?
Is he there?
Oh, who cares?
10 seconds, contradicted ourselves, don't care. But she looks to the side of her and sees a monster eating somebody.
What did you see?
I need to get back to work.
I don't know why that's a reaction. Entirely nonsensical.
Lindy, what did you see?
I don't know.
I can only assume the bubble is meant to be some kind of like comfort blanket, and it's Davis's way of going, we use our phones to numb ourselves to the horrors of the world. I think is essentially what he's trying to get at. But very specific horrors. Because remember, the BBC are full of bigots, and so there is a point to all of this. So she's convinced to take down the bubble, she looks over. And it is some weird monster just eating a person. Clothes and all. I can only imagine that he tastes better, because he hasn't peed in like a week. No waste, better taste. That's the rhyme they should be saying. All in all, pretty gruesome monster. It's a shame they ruin it. Back the bubble, and Ruby's like, okay, we need to get you out of here. Just leave the room. Just walk out of the room. It doesn't even care about you. Walk out of the room. This leads her to comfort herself by watching, like, the worst TikTok video ever made. It's just like, I exist here, and I'm wiggling a bit. Look at me, you're all blondes and gingers. That's unusual in the United Kingdom. But Ruby's like, I've got a friend, we can bring him back on. He knows what to do. He knows how to deal with this.
Oh, just leave me alone, will you?
Did anything seem weird about that interaction? Because I didn't think so, worth bearing in mind.
Is it something to do with you?
No.
Do I just associate you with monsters? It's really clumsy writing.
Trying to find out what it is.
And I do wonder if it's that clumsy deliberately, so you don't understand it and you think it's normal until you get to the end and like, oh, well, aren't you part of the bad guys for not noticing? But he says you need the bubble off because I don't think you can see them. If you have the bubble up, you might just walk straight into one and have it eat you. Takes the bubble down, and then we got the strangest scene in the world. You're like, well, that's a weird way of doing it, but maybe she's just scared. Maybe she just doesn't want to look at the creature or turn her back on it, so we get this weird halfway house. No, she's just an idiot. No, I mean, she's really an idiot. I'm pretty sure this is ritual humiliation.
I'm so stupid.
I agree.
Did you do it? Are you out?
I don't know how to walk.
What do you mean?
No, she literally, I don't know how to walk. I'm too thick to walk. The message at the moment is because everybody has a phone and they're so addicted to social media, they don't know how to walk without looking at the phone. In this world, they literally have to be told to walk forwards.
I don't know how to walk without the arrows.
You don't know how to walk?
Yes, it doesn't make any sense, does it, Ruby? Like, how would that even work? It's like saying you can't drive unless the GPS tells you where to go. They can obviously still drive. They just get lost. She can obviously still walk. She just wouldn't know where to walk.
The arrows.
You don't know how to walk without...
I know, it's really stupid, isn't it? It's like it was terrible writing.
I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
And for some reason acts like a kid. But the moment she asks for an exit and the bubble starts telling her to walk forwards, suddenly she knows how to walk forwards again. I'd love someone to explain how that works. What happens if she just told herself to walk forwards? What would happen then? I'd love to know.
Forward, forward, forward.
But now she's told to walk, she escapes.
Forward, then left.
Until she gets to the lift.
You are doing really, really well.
Oh, condescending much?
And he gets confused, but no, he really did sound condescending.
That's good. You're amazing, Lindy. I swear to the sky.
Oh, congratulations, love. I swear to the sky. You're so amazing. You managed to walk out of a door, round a corridor, and out of a classroom. Oh, you're doing so well. You're so amazing. Of course it sounds condescending. You're just so used to being overly flamboyant and over the top that you think that's normal.
It doesn't even feel particularly queer to me. It just feels natural. This is the world.
Which is why you're confused. But as we get to see the creature, it's telling her to walk forwards into it. No, go against it, you gotta go backwards, don't go forwards, it'll eat you. This is a scene done to scare people, doesn't make sense in the story. We find out later it's killing people in a specific order, and it's not her time yet, so it should actually be telling her to go backwards, because it doesn't want to kill her at the moment, because she's not next. But we haven't been told that part of the plot yet, so technically, it doesn't apply to the story, is how Davies seems to write things now. They start screaming at her directions and then attempt to override something else giving her directions, because she doesn't have a brain of her own, apparently.
Follow the arrow! Do not follow the arrow!
Why would you? You could see it's gonna eat you. It's like, oh, just walk forwards like it told me to. This is what social media does to you. People just blindly follow what it tells them even when it takes them into danger. I don't think I've ever seen social commentary done so unwieldy. But the monster walks past her and ignores her because, like I said, it's not her time. So it didn't make any sense for the bubble to try and make it her time, did it?
Why did it do that? What?
Why did the machine try and make her walk into it? It's like there must be something different about you. Some reason why all these things are ignoring you. Is it a perfume? Did you eat something weird? Have you not peed within the last 3 days? Of course, she ignores the doctor and instead...
Police.
All lines are busy.
Now, to me, this was normal. To the BBC, this is horrific. You're ignoring Ncuti, and instead, the moment you see him, you decide to call the police. Are you insane? Do you know the history of this? Like I said, when I was watching it, I'm a normal person. I didn't put any of this together until the end. In fact, I think writing this is like a bigot detector. But as she's walking through the clean buildings, is like, look, we need to find out what's on the outside. I need you to drop the bubble and look around.
Just for 10 teeny tiny seconds.
I'm not a child.
A lot of mixed messages make her act like a child, have her deny being a child. I know I'm not a child, but social media infantilizes me as I think what they're getting at. As she takes down the bubble, she sees other people in the bubble just walking into them. And someone who decided to get banged in front of a window. Something like that anyway. There's lots of screaming. A guy literally getting dragged inside a hot dog. Maybe a snail. Help me!
Tom Bubble.
She's not gonna help you. Instead... Come back inside social media. She gets the machine to navigate her to a hiding space. If I was the AI, I'd probably have chosen a better hiding spot than that. And then, look, we'd love to help, but we actually can't reach you. Yeah, we swear appearing on a webcam, it's not to save money, nor were we off recording another video somewhere. We swear it's none of those reasons. No, it's actually because the bubble around the city can keep the TARDIS out. The TARDIS. It can travel through time and space, smash through the barriers of different realities, but it can't penetrate the sphere of bigotry. But she tells them, I saw some people walking straight past them, and other guys were, well, they were getting dragged inside their mouths.
Some of you get even, some of you don't.
Meanwhile, we get a spinning sphere of all the faces, and it's like, this is the BBC. And even though it's in England, there's just something nagging me about all the people.
Maybe it's your diet, height, or something in your DNA. And why can't the dots see those things?
Maybe it's your height, yeah. Maybe they are too tall to get eaten by the monster. Nice one, Doctor. But she says this creature must have come from the wild woods. We're told that this city is dangerous, but there's a shield protecting us from the dangers of the wild woods outside and the creatures within it. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's it's full of sheep and random things. We don't go out there. We stay in the city where we belong.
Your security is crazy tight. It's blocked me. I'm stuck on the outside of the city.
Your security is crazy tight. It's blocked me. And now I'm even wondering if that is very specific. It may not have blocked the TARDIS. It may have actually have blocked him. Is Davies that blunt? I'm not sure, but I think so. What even is this place? Well, we all get shipped here from the home world.
No stinky old folk, just people ages 17 to 27.
I'm surprised you didn't come out with a lot. We zoom everywhere.
Not just anyone, if you can afford it, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So this is for the rich, young, and stupid.
I thought you were like Office drones.
And because I'd not noticed anything else, I just assumed that they were talking about, like, class. No. And she said Mummy paid for it all, and it turns out to be Susan Twist, who's in every episode.
There's always a twist, there's always a twist, there's a twist at the end.
She's the face of the ambulance from Castarion 3.
Finally beginning to realize. Hang on, I keep saying her. She's all over the place. We've just never mentioned it before.
No, I've seen her somewhere else.
But because they're looking at each other, she's like, hang on, are you two in the same room? And it's weird that they felt the need to lie about that.
You are. You're in the same room. You're together.
And why would a place that used to look like England 30 years ago be so concerned that they're in the same room and together? What could we possibly be commenting on? It eludes me.
You lied.
Although when I was watching it, it genuinely did elude me because nobody cares about this apart from Russel T Davies.
Didn't I block you? I knew it. I did. I thought that you just looked the same.
I even missed that. My brain doesn't work on this level. This is why I'm saying writing this is basically like a bigot detector. This is what I would think. That's why this episode is genuinely more horrific when you watch it twice, because you know where it's building up to. So all the little digs make sense. These are microaggressions. No, it's just because I know that you mean them that way. But look how many friends of mine missing now. They're all going. People are getting eaten. You need to leave.
Can you hear me? Cooper Mercy. She was here 5 minutes ago, Cooper.
Honestly, the really annoying one getting eaten, I think that's just a plus for other worlds, but maybe that's just me. Oh, I've been telling you, people keep disappearing all the time.
Just because someone goes up.
And then we see him get swallowed. Many an avocado face on display.
I told you! I told you! Why didn't you listen to me?
To be fair, it did listen to you. Kept saying, people are going missing, something's wrong. Said it before you did. I don't know why you're like, I'm sorry, I told you. I warned you. You should have known.
I can get you out.
I muted you.
Unmuted, honey.
It's all very antagonistic, isn't it? Why are you talking to me and trying to save my life? I muted you. Yeah, but I'm unmuted, honey. You can't mute me.
I was so right to hate you.
Okay, but
Yeah, but why did she hate him? What blunt BBC reason could we have to hate the person trying to save our lives? This couldn't be a metaphor for the audience reaction, could it? We couldn't be trying to get ahead of things, could we? Remember when She-Hulk was like, oh, well, in a few weeks it'll be you. So she is trying to convince her friends that, okay, we might need to listen to the Doctor after all, because he might actually be able to save your lives.
I know this is wrong. When this is over, he is going to be so disciplined.
I mean, at first, I just assumed she meant taking control of the social media, because he does this.
let me just squeeze in.
You can't do that.
Yeah, well, I just did.
I thought she meant that. I don't think that anymore, but I did when I was watching it.
Just give him a shot, okay? I think he's not as stupid as he looks.
A lot of comments about how he looks, isn't there? To be fair, this may not be the best pause frame to disprove a point, but he says there are underground tunnels that you can escape through. Water used to generate electricity in this place, well, and you can escape through those tunnels, and I can save you. I'm sending you all the location now. The conduits are locked, but I can send you a code to get out, don't worry.
And there have been some recent deaths due to the major incident, but that's over now and everything's fine.
Everything's fine there, let's go back to the place where it's not fine. Without a battery though, she's got to enter the real world and be exposed to the dangers of it. She can no longer hide behind her phone screen, I mean social media bubble. And so as she desperately tries to learn how to walk without being told to walk.
Forward.
Yes, she still has to tell herself to walk forwards in order to walk forwards for some reason.
Do you get it? Do you get it?
Much like Velma, when the main insufferable character gets injured, best part of the episode. You even get to see it twice. I didn't even loop it back. Davis hates her as much as the audience does. Now, the issue is, she finds a corridor surrounded by creatures and, for some reason, forgets how to walk forwards again. I seriously wish I was joking, but this is a major plot point. This is the plaza she needs to get to, and so she doesn't have any other choice. Oh no, I've forgotten how to walk forwards because I'm an absolute moronic prat. You can't build a storyline about how somebody is so thick they can't walk forwards. No. Oh no, I just keep swerving into the creature. I'm such an idiot. Literally swerves into one of them. It's not horrifying or scary when you're the prat doing it to yourself. They're just standing still and the prey is walking into their mouths.
I'm so stupid.
Yes. That might be the only time I'll ever agree with Russel T Davies. Yes. Well, also, this episode makes that comment make a lot more sense as well.
And a lot of us on the production team had the problems with that, of associating disability with evil. There's a very long tradition of this.
Because she's definitely disabled.
Turn left, take 2 steps forward.
What? Hang on, there's a voice telling me how to walk. And as long as the voice is telling me what I was telling myself, then for some reason, that allows me to walk forwards. So he keeps telling her, turn left, take 2 steps forwards, which enables her to walk into the middle because somebody else has given her instructions. And look who it is.
Is this for real?
Hello, it's me.
Yes, I'm the guy that makes terrible TikTok videos and can't act.
Just listen to my voice. All you have to do is walk forward. Use me like the arrows.
For some reason, I've managed to phone it in, because I think the only reason that I got this role is because I'm blonde. Despite having the ability to pick from most of the country for this role, for some reason they decided to pick me, who can't act.
I'm not on screen. I'm over here.
Hello.
Forward.
And so, through the power of being told what to do, she manages to walk forwards. On my first watch through, at this point, I'm like, this is boring. On my second watch through, because I know where it's building up to, it's so much worse.
Forward, 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 forward.
Oh my god, you're so amazing. You managed to walk forwards as I told you to.
That's the first time I've ever done that. I mean, the hug.
I know this is an analogy for social media on your phone, but she's actually surrounded by people. Nothing stops her hugging one of them. This couldn't make less sense if it tried, really.
That was your first hug?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, I should have asked.
Yeah, we've also got some weird consent kind of thing going on, which makes even less sense when you actually go back and watch how it happened. She did it to him.
No, I made you. It was my fault. I shouldn't have.
You just fell on him, love. It's not a big deal. And if you want a perfect example of this guy's incredible acting talent.
I tried to warn people in my videos, but they kept getting deleted.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm so sorry that you have so much enthusiasm for all of the people that... Oh, it's just what happens. I mean, everyone's dead, Dave. It's just everybody's dead, Dave.
Oh, is that okay?
Is that okay? I mean, why do you have to ask? Again, just go back to how it happened.
Come on. Summer's night cycle.
He offered, she accepted. Hang on. I do need to ask you verbally, despite the fact that you grabbed my hand voluntarily. Do I have enthusiastic verbal answers to the questions I need to know? It's all being recorded by my social media bubble for the future.
Is that okay?
It's fine.
Is that okay? Well, it was until you asked, mate. Now it's weird. Now I'm like, are you gonna let me go? You're giving me creepy white van with sweets in the back energy when you ask.
You're so good at walking.
So good at work. It's so difficult walking. He's like, wow, the reason for that is I only make those social media videos really badly, and then I just turn it off and spend all my time reading. He looks like a big reader.
I turn the dot off for the rest of the day.
Oh my eyes, you're wild.
I know. You're like really edgy. You actually get your phone and then turn it off. That is absolutely wild.
Stay in my apartment and read.
What? GQ magazine. I read it for the articles written by women.
You're crazy.
But he starts talking about, no, I actually read. I read a lot about history.
During the Great Abrogation, this whole city was sealed off, but
Now, when I watched it first, didn't look up that word. Didn't really pay attention to that word. Didn't know that they were trying to hint at something. Means it's time. Abrogation, where we repeal or abolish a law, right, or agreement. There is a lot of blonde people in the city, isn't there? With blue eyes. So something happened where the system changed. There was a great repeal of laws and rights. And now everybody looks like this. I wasn't thinking on this level when I first watched the show, because to me, they just look English. I didn't have my Californian or London hat on. Boy, it's like a sledgehammer around the face when you know what's happening. She sees a monster just eating someone who kind of seems like they've been walking around in their pajamas. And like, no, look at me, just focus on me. I'll save you.
Don't look at me. I will get you out of here. I promise.
I mean, look, he can't act to save his life, but the character is decent, especially for someone like her who's basically insufferable.
Thought this was the worst day of my life, but maybe it's the best.
There's still thousands of people being eaten alive.
Yeah, but she doesn't care about any of those. Very self-centered is our main character. And when looked at through the lens of, this is what social media has done to people, and no doubt social media will be blamed for causing the victory of whoever it was that sparked the abrogation. I'm warning the children of the dangers of our time.
Yeah, but
I don't care about them because they're not me, is essentially what she was saying.
Oh, I can charge up, Yahoo!
First thing I understand when I find electricity, I can charge my phone.
Planet Link, I can call the homeworld.
Do you think they can help us?
Oh, it's going to be massive.
So she starts charging up her balls so she can get back on social media, and he decides to contact the homeworld, the important planet. There is a problem though. Even as they're showing us the destruction of his homeworld, population 0, with a very proud picture of all the aliens that ate them. Does make you wonder what the aliens will do now they've eaten everybody. But he doesn't want to tell her that their entire homeworld has been eaten by the same creatures. So he just wants to protect her. He wants to comfort her. He wants to guard her from the horrific truth of the world.
What are they saying?
Link's busy, but they're coming. They're on their way.
They're definitely coming to save us. All 0 of them. Find the hidden tunnels, sink down in the depths underneath the city, and find the ancient part. The part that existed before the city actually became a paradise.
This is so manual.
Desperately trying to put on that Californian kind of weird accent that I honestly don't know how they do. This is like so manual.
Yeah, people used to work like this back in the old days.
I'd love to know what work they were doing. There's just like some cement, rebar, and a hook. What labor was going on in this room? Finds the door they need to go to, and he needs the doctor to send them a 100-digit code. But he only has 5 seconds to put in each number, otherwise it resets.
That's him.
Oh, nice one.
What? Hands off.
It's not as if either of you get to pick. It's just a case of which team does he bat for, and that'll kind of decide it.
Yo, hi guys. Yeah, the codes.
Hi, it's just me. Yeah, I know both of you are telling me how amazing I am, but if you could stop. We are trying to survive over here. Doctor, if you could kindly please just keep it in your pants. We do have a job to do. Maybe focus on something more important than your own friction.
Sorry. Yeah, hi.
Yeah, sorry. I was concerned more about my own dangly bits than your survival. That's why I'm the doctor, you see. Priorities, Davis. So he starts explaining, as I've said, about the number, the door, the codes, the seconds.
That door is mono-sealed because they closed it off when they disinfected the city.
They do keep dropping little bits that disinfected the city. You do miss it when you watch it the first time. I did. I'm not enough of a bigot to have realised. Disinfected from what? Who? A lot of blondes and ginger people, aren't there?
I've studied postcodes, so I kind of know how they work.
I mean, I was just telling you that I'll give you the codes and you push them on a button and that you only got 5 seconds, but you seem to know how pushing buttons works. So, I guess we're fine here then. Thank you.
I kind of know how they work.
You're clever as well.
Clever as well. Guy knows how to push 2 buttons at a time on a keypad. How smart of him. Beauty and brains. I'd like to say this is a joke. No, this is absolutely serious. Ruby does seem a bit jealous though. That's, yeah, of course she is. So he sends in the numbers.
33.
My friend.
No, that's genuinely as complicated as it gets. You're so smart. You understand how doors work.
I kind of know how they work.
You're clever as well.
And they're trying to work out why some people are getting ignored. Because Ricky's theory is that they're saving us till last for some reason.
Maybe we're the most tasty. Well, Ricky is.
Steady.
Steady on, love, calm down, you'll give us away. We've already got snails following us. We don't need you leaving a snail trail of your own as well.
That would imply that they've got a list.
A list? Lists are bad, you see. Lists and blonde people, they have a good history, do they? I didn't pick up on any of this the first time through. It gets so much worse when you watch it back. No wonder they like Ruby, although hers does come out of a bottle. So the doctor works out why everyone is dying, and instead of telling everybody, he just does this for about a minute.
Can't be.
What?
No way.
No, it can't be. No, it can't be. No. It literally does this for about a minute. No, it can't be. No.
No.
I wish I was joking. I'm really not.
Doctor, stop it. Tell us.
Stop it. Tell us. No.
No. Really?
No. No. Oh, come on.
Percy bookkeeper.
No, it can't be.
She even joins in to desperately try and build some dramatic tension in this crap. Then we find out that actually all the names put together and the way they've died, the order they've died, they're in alphabetical order. They were all killed in alphabetical order because they were on a list, you see. Yeah, strange combination of people here. Can't wonder what they disinfected. You remember this review? Too silly to be tense, yet not silly enough to be fun. Stephen Kelly, as you see in his first paragraph, after a remarkably strong run of stories, this week's episode, Dot and Bubble, is the first stinker of the Gatwa era. The first one. That's how awful the messaging got for this episode. Even the people that enjoyed the others and liked that they were hammering your audience in the face saw this episode and were like, no, you've gone too far. A tonally confused, dramatically inert social media satire built around a jarring twist about racism. Which, to be honest, and at this point, it seems to me like to write this, you would have had to have been, ooh, there's a lot of blondes around here. They all look English. Must all be bigots. That's literally seems to be the thinking of this show. Can't have a load of blondes without, have you seen them? Now, as the doctor's doing his reveal, they seem to just want to embarrass or humiliate her again. Again, it's a running trend throughout the episode.
Those are the names in alphabetical order.
So?
Okay, so she doesn't get it the first time. They're in alphabetical order. Yeah, and?
They are in alphabetical order.
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, so they're in alphabetical order. Yeah, I know that. I could see that all the names are in alphabetical order. What's your point?
They die in alphabetical order.
So he spells it out to her face, and he talks like this, the way you would talk to a pissing mentally deficient person.
Do you get it? Do you get
I
it?
don't understand.
Oh,
Of course you don't understand. You are just blonde after all. If only you had the intellect of Ncuti Gatwa.
those things are eating people in alphabetical order right across the city.
I'm surprised she didn't just go, I don't get it. And she starts panicking. They're coming to eat me. They're coming to eat me. I'm next. I'm next.
You might be next, but we're safe in this room.
And he does the masculine thing. Don't worry. I'll save you. I'll protect you. We're safe here. Calm down. You don't need to be worried. I mean, he can't act, but it makes you like the character.
I've got this. Lindy, I'm getting you out of here.
She's insufferable and panicking. He's great at getting her out of here. What could possibly go wrong from this?
Oh, Ricky, babes.
Okay, I shouldn't have asked. Do we have to undercut every kind of, look, I'm trying to build a tense Oh, babes. Oh, I said babes. The doctor tells her, though, if they're eating in alphabetical order, those aren't from the forest. They've been systematically created and are being controlled. Which brings me to the question, why can't the dot see them? The dot must be the one controlling them. What if it's deliberately making people walk into them?
Dot has achieved sentience, and then it has to spend all day hovering and listening to you.
I'd lose my mind as well. What, you mean I've turned sentient and I just have to listen to Ncuti Gatwa moan on about his fashion sense all the time? Where are those genetically engineered monsters? No, to eat me, not him. I just can't do it anymore.
I'm not being rude, but I think it's learned to hate you.
To be fair, the monsters aren't the only one.
Linda, turn off your dot.
But it's just a dot.
It's gonna get you killed. But then, the dot turns evil. And you know it turns evil because it gets a red LED on it. A bit like when you get your phone and the charging light comes on. Means it's evil.
You will obey me. Dot off.
You will obey me, tiny little ball. So it starts to fly at her head with the intention of flying through it. And you're like, hang on, calm down, mate. If the ball could just fly through their faces, why didn't it do that anyway? Why did it genetically engineer a monster when it could have just flown through all of their faces in alphabetical order in probably about 5 seconds? Right, we wouldn't have had a TV show if they did that, would we? So it's flying around like some kind of laser test dummy out of Star Wars. I don't know why it hit her in the arm. That just seems a bit mean, to be honest. But he's like, I can save you, but you need to push in these buttons. So they swap with her getting the numbers, and he decides, I'm going to take this thing on. To be fair, he does it pretty well. I mean, he could be Luke himself. Makes you like him even more. He's now defending the person. He's taken on the job himself. He will save the day.
I'll fight it off, do the numbers.
Yeah, you will, mate. This goes on for a while of him just basically playing baseball with it. And he's like, just open the door and get through. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. That looked like it hurt. He's struggling on the floor after getting knocked out. He's like, Lindy, watch out, it's coming for you.
His surname is Coombs.
And she stitches him up. No, you need to get him. His surname is C. I know everything about him. I'm a big fan, and I know his original name. You're going off his stage name that he uses. His real name is before me. You should kill him before me. She stitches him up.
He changed his name to Ricky September when he reached 50,000 followers.
I'd like to point out he's still got that metal bar. I'd be walking across that room and using it right now. So after finding out she's a selfish looser's cow and he should basically have left her out in the street, she gets him killed as she escapes. What a lovely person. I told you, she's been annoying the entire episode, but when you know she does that to the guy who sacrificed himself at every stage to protect her and is the only reason she's still alive, calmed her down when she panicked, and that's how she treats him. I don't even know what the message is meant to be for this part. I just know she's horrific. It's got a sting. Either way, she gets through the door. And at this point, you're like, there's no way she's escaped, right? Because she's evil. She's a villain. She has to get what she deserves. Except masculine morality is never the point of this show. So now, we move on to the sledgehammer to the face. Because she's safe. She got through the door. She found everyone else, including the TARDIS and the Doctor. Bit of a weird look for meeting the guy that saved your life, isn't it? Well, apart from the one you got killed. And even at this point, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because I didn't realise. I'm like, she feels guilty. She's worried that they'll judge her because she just got that guy killed. That she threw him under the bus. That's why she doesn't want to meet him.
I was taught that by a very wonderful man.
You mean the wonderful man that you just got killed through that doorway about 30 seconds ago? He was so wonderful. Yeah, he protected me. Then I got him killed. But he'd say no. He protected me. I could only assume it's character assassination in preparation for the next bit.
Hey, where's Ricky?
She only said hi. She's like, oh, no.
Is he with you? He went back. He said he had other people to save.
I think it's trying to say that when you're on social media, you project a fake life. It's kind of like people's highlights. Oh, look at me. I'm on holiday in this place. Now I'm on holiday here. Oh, isn't this food gorgeous that I took a photograph of specially? And so because this world is entirely focused on social media, she can even do that meeting people to their face. I think that's what they're getting at.
He was so brave.
And if you do that social media thing in real life, basically makes you evil, is what I think they're getting at. And they're like, hang on, this is weird. Something strange about all this, isn't there?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's say thank you. Very strange.
It's okay.
It was, nice of you.
And awkward. Really very awkward. But the Ginger's like, it's fine, you got here just in time. We're all going. Yeah, we're leaving. We're gonna go down where that river is and then go out into the forest. We're gonna rebuild everything, make a new life together. This guy, you know, Mr. Avocado Farmer, he's gonna be their new leader.
You could come with us.
I don't know, mate. I've seen your previous episodes. I think I'd take my chances out with the wild animals as well, to be honest. I've already got a fear of pianos thanks to you.
We could what?
This is where the episode takes a bit of a turn. Puts a different spin on everything that came before it. A lot of blonde people, aren't there?
Come with us.
We helped you escape, didn't we?
True. I mean, we helped you escape. We could save you. I mean, I've got a magic spaceship. It actually breaks the laws of physics. It's bigger on the inside, and you could all fit in it. No, he genuinely says that to them.
I have a ship. It's called the TARDIS. That's blue box.
Thank you, mate. I'm a bit new to Doctor Who, like the rest of the audience that you're desperately trying to grab. I didn't know that the TARDIS was a blue box. Thank you for telling me, mate. Thank you.
It harnesses technology that makes it bigger on the inside than on the outside.
Thank you for explaining to me how the TARDIS works.
I can find you a home that is safe and clean.
And only a little bit flamboyant.
But we couldn't travel with you.
Yeah, and she means it. No, we really couldn't travel with you.
Because you are not one of us.
I mean, you were kind, although it was your duty to save me.
Mm-hmm. And right now, when I was watching it, I was getting a bit confused. What do you mean, not one of us? Not from this town. I mean, it was protected and sealed. They only allowed 17 to 27-year-olds and rich people. Is that what you mean? Is it a class-based argument? I'm English. I assumed it was a class-based argument.
I mean, screen-to-screen contact is just about acceptable, but in person, that's impossible.
It's about now the penny dropped, actually. And even then, I'm like really confused. Are you saying what I think you're saying? It was only when the episode ended I thought back, I'm like, hang on. There was a lot of blonde people, wasn't there? I just thought we made an English show in England, but no.
Bigger on the inside.
Excuse me, sir. That's voodoo.
And I can only assume linking him to voodoo is some kind of American microaggression. I don't know. If I had to guess which bit that Disney wrote the stereotypes for, I'm assuming they're American references. I just don't get.
Because it is our God-given duty to maintain the standards of fine time.
The standards. The disinfectant. There's a lot of blonde and ginger people around here, aren't there?
Now, thank you, and goodbye.
So they leave. And like, no, we know you've offered to help, but have you seen you? You're what we disinfected. And the doctor's amazed.
I don't care what you think.
And this is where he's going to preach. I'm surprised he didn't go, look, I don't care what you think, but have you considered going out and touching grass? Because that's what he said before, but now all of a sudden he's like, no, believe what you want. I still want to save you. I can save you.
You can say whatever you want.
What happens if they don't end it in A?
Absolutely anything. I will do anything.
I just want to save you. I will carry you away on my back. No matter how horrible you treat me. Because I am the martyr. I am better than you. I will withstand all of your hatred just to improve your life.
If you just allow me to save your lives.
And the music kicks in as if he's doing something amazing. Absolutely no tension in the scene at all, but that music is trying, folks.
Turn away, ladies, before we're contaminated.
Yeah, you wouldn't want him to rub off, would you? Wouldn't want to be contaminated by his presence. I can't believe they put this in a TV series. This is like a fetish. That's what this, it's so bizarre.
Make you all die out there.
But you would rather go out and live on your own, as your ancestors did, going out and taming the wilderness, than to have me save you.
And I can save your lives. Now let me.
Except they don't care, because they've looked at him and they were like, no. And he can't believe it. Oh, well. He does kind of get a kick out of it, though. Well, I mean, I tried. If they want to vanish off the face of the earth because they don't like me, I guess that's up to them. There was a lot of spit in that scene. I mean, it's quite impressive, actually. Like, genuinely impressive. I don't know where all these, like, supplies have come from. This underground thing has been abandoned for decades, but now they've all got these sort of pelican cases with food in. And he's crying. They're all going to die, despite because they hate me. And I can't save them, despite the fact I want to. I was going to let them hate me, and I was still going to save them. And so they leave down the river. He watches them go. And Ruby walks off. I can't believe those bigots wouldn't even allow us to save him. Have they not seen me? I'm blonde. Yeah, admittedly, it's fake blonde, but I'm at least showing solidarity with the blonde cause. And so he cries again. Because of course he's crying. I just like to point out, in every episode of this series, he's cried. There was one episode where he wasn't in it, Ruby was, but apart from that, every episode he's cried. And I was so confused. Genuinely. To me, that ending came out of nowhere. I didn't pick up on any of the clues. I didn't notice. I think because they live in London, they expect you to go around and go, hang on. A lot of people missing from this. There's so BBC and Californian brains, oh, we've got to have everybody. That they think you'll look at that and go, a lot of blondes and ginger people in this. Where's all the normal people? And that's what's meant to tip you off. And so because that tips you off, you then click into everything else, all the words that they use, like, oh, everyone's been put on a list. The disinfecting what? Oh, I know. You're supposed to put that together. And I'm just like, no, I wasn't enough of a bigot to realize. That seems to be the Davies demographic. That seems to be who he's aimed at. That's the only thing I can assume. They notice about shows in the BBC that's what they care about. And so they wrote it for themselves. They're like, well, if I watch this, I'd pick up on it. Okay, mate. But I think that says more about you than me. I was just like, yeah, this is filmed in Wales. That's what Wales looks like. Oh, maybe he filmed it in Scotland. That's what Scotland looks like. To me, it's not a trigger warning, some kind of sign that there's something wrong and you're supposed to be looking for a deeper, darker mystery. That actually, they're all bigots. And the only reason that they look like they're Welsh, because they got rid of everybody that wasn't. How am I supposed to work that out? And it's only on the second watch through, when you know where they're going, where you know the message that they're trying to push. It's like, oh, okay, now I get it. So I watched it without the messaging. And with that, it's just an incredibly boring episode. Badly acted, poorly put together, and I don't know what Ncuti and the sidekick were doing, but maybe they should be in their own show. The ending in this makes the episode so much worse. And I think it makes it worse retroactively when you understand what they're trying to do. It was a lazy, London-centric BBC twist. An eye-rolling takedown of modernity. It was only a matter of time, of course, before the Doctor acknowledged the fact that Gatwa isn't blonde or ginger. That actually reminds me of one of his other interviews. Oh, of course, we're gonna have to mention it. You can't ignore my chocolateness. This is the episode he meant. I had expected and hoped that Gatwa's status would be engaged with in a more substantial way than this, but it's nothing more than a cheap twist at the end of a forgettable bubblegum farce. And that is from someone that likes this area of Doctor Who. They intended it to have hidden depths. Only the hidden depths that a BBC executive would notice, because that's the way that they think. That's the way they see the world. That's the kind of people that they are. No, Davis, this episode didn't have the effect that you thought it did. It doesn't say anything about the audience, whether they like Gatwa or not as the Doctor. It's got nothing to do with them. It doesn't even have anything to do with Gatwa himself. But it does say a lot about the creators, how they see the world, and their ilk at the BBC and Disney. I even tweeted out that I'm not sure I actually understand what they were getting at, but I have an idea. But the more I went and thought about it, watched it again, picked up on the clues, yeah, I don't dislike this episode. I'm disgusted by it, and the people that made it. You had to really go some to beat bringing David Tennant back and crapping all over him, but congratulations, you've done it. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe for more videos like this in the future, and I will see you, unfortunately, in the next one. Bye-bye.